Hi everyone, my name is Aya. Today I'm going to be presenting to you my study called Attitudes about Sex and Culpability. So the American justice system holds that justice is blind, reinforcing that all people should be treated equally under the law. However, there's always been a wealth of research that reveals that demographic differences really do matter. And so really understanding the differing perceptions of victim and offender culpability that are influenced by these demographic factors are really important. The disclosure of specific information, including gender, race, sexual orientation, and environmental circumstances in which an individual is presented in, may influence the extent of responsibility assigned to that individual. Perceptions of culpability are also influenced by pre-existing attitudes of the perceiver. And so this present study focused on expanding the limited literature surrounding the perception of culpability in sexual situations based on the actor's gender and sexual preference. We had a total of 120 participants, 18 male, 101 female, one other at a private university in Chicago, Illinois. Participants averaged around 24.65 years of age. Mostly were undergraduates, around 65.8%, and around 47.5% were Caucasian. Participants were randomly assigned to read one of the 4 vignettes describing a sexually awkward situation between 2 individuals, a drunken sexual encounter which one of the partners regretted the morning after. The vignette differed only in the gender of the partners and which the partner regretted the encounter the next morning. So the 4 vignettes are listed below. Group 1 included a heterosexual couple where the man regrets his sexual encounter. Group 2 is a heterosexual couple where the female regrets the encounter. And number 3 is a gay couple where one partner regrets the sexual encounter. And the last one is a lesbian couple where one of the partners regrets the sexual encounter. Perceptions of culpability can also be influenced by things outside of the actor's control, such as race and age, and thus none of these were indicated in the vignette. Down below, you can see an example of vignette and what the vignette entails for group 1. So following the vignette, participants were asked follow-up questions via a 4-point Likert scale to describe the level of culpability, empathy, and perspective taking they perceive for both partners using the interpersonal reactivity index and culpability attributions. We utilized multiple one-way ANOVAs, and we really found that there was more empathy for the partner who regretted the encounter when he was a gay man compared to a lesbian woman who regretted her encounter. Interestingly, there was also more empathy for the partner who did not regret the encounter when she was a straight woman compared to the gay man who did not regret his encounter. Participants also had more empathy for the straight male who did not regret his encounter compared to the gay man who did not regret his encounter. There's also more empathy for the gay man who did not regret the encounter compared to a lesbian woman who did not regret her encounter. Participants also expressed less perspective taking for a straight woman who did not regret her encounter compared to a gay man who did regret his encounter. There's also more perspective taking for the gay man who did not regret the encounter compared to when the man was in a straight encounter. Regarding victim blame, participants attributed more blame to the gay regretting man compared to the straight regretting woman. No other comparisons differed. So the fact that there was significant empathy expressed for the non-regretting partner is very interesting and really suggests that partners view the non-regretter as the one who likely were to face the heartbreak after learning that the partner from the night before rejects him or later. And so many participants probably or likely view the encounter not as an instance of sexual misconduct, but more so as an unfortunate experience of unrequited affection. Still, the differences in the attitudes based on sexual orientations were noteworthy. Another pattern we observed that there was generally more empathy for gay men than for lesbian women. And this might be an interesting pattern, maybe explained by a general view of society of gay men being much more sensitive and emotional, and also possibly related to research examining gay men having higher empathy than lesbian females. Additionally, lesbians are often perceived as being more masculine as well. And so perhaps the stigma about masculinity crosses these sexual orientation lines regardless of the sex of the actors, but focus more on their perceived masculinity or femininity. And so we have listed limitations down below. And so for future analyses, we do want to follow up on the current findings by exploring the influence of self-reported sexual orientation by the participants, their religion, as well as their free responses that may be related to empathy, perspective, and blame.